Should have sent out a message. I didn't do it. I am the world's worst YouTuber. I don't know what I'm doing. How's it going, guys? Good to see you. Rachel is here with me today. She's a little under the weather, so she's not looking good.
But honey.
Now they're going to know because, yeah, Rachel didn't talk to me like that. If you guys don't know, this is my dad. He dropped by in town, had a couple of days off, so he thought he'd come and join me, and we're just going to sit here and talk, do a little bit of fishing. What's up, Grant? How you doing, man?
Yeah.
How'd your fishing trip go? I'm waiting for that video. What do we say?
Like and subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss any of our channels that came out.
Any of our channels. You don't want to miss any of the channels. You could also just say hi to everybody.
Hi. Give that a cool hat.
Put it backwards, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Miss Shannon Naylor, it's an absolute pleasure to see you, ma'am. How are you doing? Are your eyes burning out? This lady won our $100 gift card by watching all of our videos.
Really?
We had it hidden in the captions.
For that.
Yeah, congratulations. I still haven't sent it out, sorry, Shannon, but I do have it here.
Oh, now I can see what you're reading on there.
Yeah, I know. I got good eyes being able to read that from this distance.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys who don't know, Shannon won the $100 gift card. We kind of went over that last week by watching every single one of the videos on our channel. It makes me regret not having posted more videos along the way because Shannon single-handedly is responsible for about 90% of our watch time on this channel. Thanks, Shannon. You're worth every penny. Sad there. Oh yeah. I'm sad that there wasn't more for you to watch too, and I thank you very much for doing that. And I promise to put out some good ones for you this year. We're working hard at it. Fishing trip was good. Video up Saturday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Grant. I like the worm stuff I do, but I really like your fishing stuff. I'm a fan. You know that. You know I'm a fan. Fishing the Mitten. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Watching everybody kind of pop in here. Fishing the Mitten. Fishing and stuff. We got Fishing the Mitten and Fishing and stuff, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Will, Triple Tail TV, how are you doing, my friend? This guy's got some exciting news, but I'm going to let him break that on his own channel. He's doing some cool stuff. That's Will Ledbetter.
Oh.
He's doing a channel. He's doing all kinds of stuff. We're going to be doing some stuff with him. He's the one that that's setting me up with everything that I need to know for Sharkathon that we're doing this year.
Okay.
Which we're doing. I don't know if you knew that or not, but we're doing Sharkathon.
It sounds like fun.
It's going to be fun. We're going to get you involved.
Oh, great.
This is the plan for Sharkathon because you have to fish off of the beach, and you have to be on the beach on a certain stretch of beach, and you have to catch the biggest shark that is physically possible. So my game plan on this is I don't own a kayak. Triple Tail TV, he's going to be using kayaks, and I commend you on that. I think that is the way to go. But since I don't own a kayak, I'm going to take the surfboard, and I'm going to take me a Nick, and I'm going to hand him a bait on a hook and have him paddle that thing out for me over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You got any objections to that?
Not at all, as long as it's not me doing it.
Yeah, exactly my thoughts on that. Because he's the one that turned me on to that when I was in high school. Used to have me paddling baits out for him. Now it's my turn to do it to the next guy.
And swim it out into the alligator-infested creeks to take the bait out to the middle of the creek for us.
We did that one too.
Yep.
The funniest duct tape joke you ever heard in your life. We had a problem with a really big alligator on a friend's piece of land. I won't go into names and stuff like that. I don't know the rules of all that and stuff. But anyway, so there's an alligator terrorizing a friend's land. It ended up being about an 11-foot alligator.
Pretty big.
Yeah, it measured over 10 foot, whatever it was. So in order to get that alligator, what we did, we took a really big fishing line, a rope and a chain, an anchor line, wasn't it?
It was an anchor line and a giant shark hook and 1/8 inch steel cable.
There you go. So that was the setup that we used in case you're interested in doing some fishing for really big alligators. And we took a duck and duct taped a hook to it. But in order to get it out to the alligator, I had to strip down to my skibbies and swim that thing out into the middle of the pond.
Yep.
And
we caught a big alligator.
And it was one of the best eating things I've ever had in my life. I love alligator. So anyway, that's my story for the moment. Let's see, I'm going to get all caught up with the chat here. What do we got? Will, everybody saying hi. Appreciate all you guys being here. Mr. Dennis Childs, how are you doing, man? Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you dropping by, man. We had I'll get with you about it when I see you at work, but we got some more updates on some of the work stuff I talked about, but This is a fishing live stream, not a work live stream, so I'm not going to talk about it. You can catch me. You can catch me tomorrow morning. Oh, and Dennis, I may be sick on Monday. We'll see how the fishing is. Can't use drones for fishing in North Carolina. Yeah, you cannot use them for fishing down here either. Were you aware of that?
No.
You are not allowed to fly them over looking for like schools of fish.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know we've done. You can't do it for hunting either.
Hunting? Oh,
can't do it. Yeah.
that's what I was wanting to do.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Destroy the drone.
I guess what they don't know, that won't hurt them.
Until we post the footage on YouTube. We had a discussion earlier.
Channel, not mine, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, so there you go. You're not fallible for that one.
Yeah. As long as I'm not in the pictures. I'll fly the drone.
We're gonna get really good at blurring faces on this channel
yeah.
for the videos.
Disguising voices, blurring faces.
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of videos with the voice that's masked over. but my name's on the channel. So if you guys see me rebranding the channel and the name changes to like anonymous or something, that's what's going on. So that we can do some more drone, like, you know, looking for fish kind of footage. Even if you were, I can handle. Oh, that's my guy after my own heart right there. That's my assistant manager right there, Dennis Childs. He says that if I need him to cover for me on Monday,
He's got you covered.
he's got me covered. Awesome. I'm going to hold you to it, man. Mr. WTF Mike, absolute pleasure to see you, sir. Appreciate you being in here with us, man. I'm going to be openly honest about this. And in case you guys didn't notice, the last video that we posted was a product review on a product that I'm not terribly talented at reviewing. I don't know much about electronics, electrics, whatever the category is that an LED light falls under. So I did the best product review that I could do for those guys, and it was real tongue-in-cheek. I hope you guys picked up on the humor on that. WTF Mike called me out on it because I got a whole lot wrong on that video, and sir, I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate the brutal honesty with everything that you had to say, and I would really appreciate it if you went ahead and got out of my channel now. No, thanks for everything, man. I'm sorry about that. I was, you know, I kind of did a test with it, so if you guys think I'm just a total sellout on that, I understand. Let me know. I will make my apologies. I will do it again, but I'll try to do maybe more tongue-in-cheek or, you know, have Savvy do it. Mike was saying I should have taken those lights and just completely broke them apart and destroyed them. And I probably should have known a little bit more about what I was talking about when I do a review. They came to me. That's all I got to say. They got what they got. You know, I don't know what they were expecting, but they got it. What we got? Grant and Mike, how you guys? Oh, what, you guys been sick or what? Is there the sickness going around? At least you didn't have to walk 13 miles. Ooh, I got stories about walking 13 miles. Yank your crank, how's it going, man? Good to see you, dude. Appreciate you joining us tonight. I'm doing, man, I'm having a really good night. Had a meeting with the manager, went really well this afternoon, and so I'm not in a terrible, awful mood, waiting for Rachel to get home. I don't know if she's got dinner or not. She might be watching this, so if she is watching this while she's driving and not texting, please say only nice things. We'll keep the talking behind people's back for when they're not actually around. Island Life Fishing. What's up, Stanley? How's everyone doing tonight? We're having a fantastic day, sir, and we very much appreciate you having here with us. You can't use them for fishing. It's the law. Actually, it's fishing or hunting. I guess that means dropping bait as well. You're not allowed to use them to drop baits. It makes sense, because then you could just drop it right on the fish. The drones.
I guess so, but that's too bad.
There's got to be loopholes. If there's a loophole, we'll find it. I have been looking for years for the loopholes to do freshwater spear fishing. Hadn't found any for saltwater game fish spear fishing, but we'll see. We'll see what's it. Hangover sickness, man. My most sincere apologies for hearing that, man. You have my condolences. Hangovers get us all. Everyone just moved to Florida then. Oh, I tell you what, Shannon, I had that conversation with my boss the other day. This was a funny one I had with my boss, conversation. We had a conversation about things that we wanted, you know, what's my goals? What are the things that I'm going to be doing in the future here? You know, what are my plans with the company? And I told him, well, my plans hadn't changed. Obviously, I want promotion. I want to get moved up and, you know, blah, 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 do all that stuff. And I said, my goals are highly predicated on the places that I get to live, and I want to live closer to the coast than I do. I told her my plan is I want something in Florida. I will take Corpus Christi right now, but I want Florida or I want Mexico. And I told them I was offended. They had opened up a branch in Mexico. They did not tell me. And so I told them that I was offended about that. And she turned to me and said, well, you have to be able to speak Spanish to work in Mexico. So I looked right at her and I said, not a problema. Soy habla español. Para de otra queso es bien. And she didn't understand a word of it. And it wasn't all accurate. But it did put her in a place enough to where I could say, look, I can have a conversation in Spanish and you can go ahead and move me down to Cozumel. It's okay. They're not going to. That's not going to ever be a thing. But I'm still going to hold their feet to the fire on that.
Will I get free coffee if I come down?
Yeah, you will.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm going to have some kind of insane assistant manager to where I get time off to do a lot of fishing.
Yeah, you're going to have to, because I come down, we got to go fishing.
Going to be doing a lot of fishing down there. And so, yeah, bringing that back, Shannon. Florida is high up on my list. I want to go to Navarre, Pensacola area. I don't like the fishing competition in the area. I watch a lot of channels out of that. You guys fans of like Angler Up with Brant, Yak Motley, Jackie Shea, although I believe that she's going to be spending more time in Venice now. But there's a lot of channels out of that area. I don't like the competition on that. I'm of course more interesting than those guys, but you know. They sell fishing drones specifically for dropping bait. That comes from Nick. What's up, buddy? Appreciate you joining us, man. And yeah, thank you. Just thank you for being here, dude.
Well, we have a Nick for that, though.
That is our Nick.
I know.
Oh, yeah. We don't need a drone for that. We got a Nick.
We have Nick.
This is the Nick we're talking about. It's going to be paddling baits out for us at Sharkathon. And the picture of the winning shark is going to have like his hand sticking out of the mouth. Had their own laws on drones. Yeah, everybody. And I think they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do about drones. Oh, snap. Stanley speaking Spanish. Sí, soy habla español, pero soy oxidado y yo necesito más escuela. But I do know how to say things about cheese and burritos. I know how to order my food in Spanish. And I know how to ask for the bathroom. One of my best stories in Mexico, I was... let's see, how does this story go? I was in a restaurant. I used to get really bad migraines. I had an accident, had really bad migraines for a long time after that. So I was in a restaurant down in Mexico. We were eating, and I got hit by one of the worst migraines. I mean, I just went blind. I couldn't see what was going on. My head was just killing me. It was absolute murder. There was a farmacia next door. So I stepped over to the farmacia, and in broken Spanish, I told the girl behind the counter, I said, mal cabeza, I got a really bad headache. I need something for a bad headache. And she hands me some aspirina. I said, no, aspirina ain't gonna cut it. I need something for a really bad headache, really bad. Oh, she goes, oh, I understand, I got you. And she hands me this little bottle. It's about the size of a contact container. It had a single pill in it. I don't know what any of the stuff said, but it had a picture on there. It had two pictures on it. One was a picture of a head getting hit by lightning, and the other picture was a picture of a pregnant lady with a line and a circle through it. No pregnant ladies. In Mexico, this little bottle cost $16. I could buy the entire pharmacia for $16. That one little bottle, one pill, $16. So I bought the pill, and I bought it, and I took it, and 5 minutes later, I never felt better in my life. 5 minutes after that, I was puking my guts up on the curb in the street. But the migraine was totally gone. I've never had a medication take care of a migraine as quick as that single pill did.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it was my whole spiel on that, guys, is that you should be getting your meds out of Mexico.
What was the medicine?
I have no idea. I wish I knew. I've never seen it again since.
You'll probably pass or fail every drug test for the next 3 years.
I threw up so bad in the street. And everybody thinks, you're at a bar, you've been drinking and stuff like that. So it wasn't like people were like, oh my God, what's wrong with him? They just kind of let me go. But I threw up so hard after that pill.
Damn gringos.
Yeah, right. South Texas, they're used to people going down there, drinking a bunch of Dos Equis, riding the bull, and then puking in the streets. What you do.
Yeah.
The bathroom's all up there. They're all just a tiled room. they don't even always have four walls. One in particular didn't even have a wall. It was just open to all the houses and apartments and stuff out there. No wall. And the restrooms were just like a grate in the ground in a tiled room. Just a pipe that led out to the back. Oh, we got to get caught up. Everybody chatting. Guys, I cannot thank you enough for coming and hanging out with this. And I'm sitting here talking a lot. I'm not letting my dad talk. We're going to get him in on this. I'm running my mouth, wearing myself out. We'll get him in on this. He's got stories too. We all got stories. Yeah, I got contacted on a remote control boat that would drop bait. Oh, like a drone boat.
That'd be fun.
That's interesting.
That'd be all right.
I could see how do you draw the line between a remote control boat and a drone? How is it that T-Paw comes out there and like, nah, that's a drone, you're getting a fine. But that's a remote control boat, you're good on that. Where do you draw the line on that? Got to get me a new surfboard, Nick. We can talk about that. You're right about that. You do need a surfboard.
The last one's got a big shark bite out of it.
Yeah, we need something that's kind of disposable here because we don't know that it's going to last the entire time. Lacey, ma'am, serving from my home, it is an absolute pleasure, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining us. It is always a pleasure having you with us. We got Hanberry Idea. I'm one away from 30. Show us some love. Hey, when you are prepared to do some growth on your channel, sir, I got something just for you. In the description of this video down below, I have a link to TubeBuddy. I am a TubeBuddy affiliate. Check out that link. It is free to you. I do make some money if you click on that link and download that app, but it is free to you. It will help you grow your channel. I am happy to give you some advice on using that, and good luck on your 30, man. That's going to be my thing when people come in and they're trying to grow channels. I highly support you, but I want you clicking on my TubeBuddy link to do it. Morales, Texas Fishing. Guys, pleasure to see y'all. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We're hanging out with my dad over here. Going to be talking some fishing. As soon as he can get me to shut up for like 2 seconds, we'll have an actual conversation. Miss Shannon, thank you very much. Guys, there is a limited amount of thumbs available on this video, so please get them while you can. Northwest Open Season, absolute pleasure. Sir, I'm trying to get caught up here, and then we're going to get back into like hanging out, stuff like that. That wasn't a migraine. You drank too many of the worms. I drank too many of the worms. Yeah. Not possible. Not possible. I've drank a lot of worms. Drones are airspace. That's the difference between the drone and the remote control boat. Drones use airspace. That's like was it FCC? Do they do, or is it
Well, that's BS. They're just making up those rules so they can.
No, but they're the ones that govern the.
You can fly them. You can fly them out there. You just can't use them for fishing or hunting.
Yeah.
That's discrimination. That actually makes me mad. I'm going to go do it now just out of spite.
There you go. Who's in on this? Hashtag drones out of spite. You're going to drop baits on your little remote control boat. Some drones require an FFA license. Yeah, that's I think that's over like 180 feet or something. I'm not sure. I don't know that much about it. Yeah, we don't need to be that high up off the water. They wanted me to carry them. They were from China. So he was importing remote control boats that dropped baits. They were importing them from China. I could see those guys making it. My hands would not fit in those remote control boats to get those things going. You drink a lot of worms. I have drank a lot of worms, and I openly admit to it. As I recall, Nick, you and I had a day where I had to drag you out of Mexico. I don't know if you'll remember. Oh, no, you and me dragged Rachel out of Mexico. That's what it was, like 2 in the morning. And she did not have her passport.
How'd you get her out?
We had to smuggle my wife back into America.
Did you go across the river?
There wasn't a wall.
There's going to be now, so you better be careful.
I got to say, I'm not going to get into politics. I don't do politics. That's not a topic of conversation that we're going to be getting into, but I will say I appreciate that there's not a wall at that point in time. Because it was hard enough getting Rachel back in.
Without having to chunk her over a wall.
Yeah. How was it? We had to explain to him. We had to tell him, we went over here, we drank a lot, we are your typical Texan American tourists who crossed into the border. It is now 2 o'clock in the morning and we would like to return, but she does not have her passport. Thank God they let her back. They said last time, ain't gonna happen again.
Yeah.
Drones have to stay below 400 AGL. What's AGL? I don't know. We're learning here, man.
Above ground level.
Above ground level. Gotcha. Okay. So 400 feet. This is good to know. I would like any information you got. I don't know. I'm going to keep some of the particulars out of this just because you never know. And I don't want to offend anybody, so I'm being overly protective. We do have a drone now for this channel we are going to be using for footage. There is an individual I need to thank for that. I'm not going to do it at this point in time just because I'd like to talk to them about what they're comfortable with and maybe utilize that as an opportunity in the future to give them a better shout out that they deserve. So that's why I'm holding off on not announcing that name at this point in time. I'm going to be doing that, and I do want to thank that person for, basically donating a drone to our channel. I will be paying that person back to the best of my ability. We almost got arrested that night. Nick, that does not narrow it down. There's been a few of them nights. Any drone over a certain weight requires a pilot's license.
I don't know how big it'd have to be to carry a bait out.
We use some pretty big baits, like that jackfish and weights. So how big of a drone do you need to carry? What would you, it'd be a couple of pound bait and a couple pounds of weights.
So 5 pounds?
5 pounds. How big of a drone do you have to have a captain's license to fly 5 pounds of bait? What? That's a stupid question. You're not allowed to fly baits.
If you stay below 400 feet.
Hypothetically, if you were to fly baits, just if I was to take a drone and use it to fly a bait and some weights to my friend over down the beach a ways.
Who's 400 feet off the beach.
He's 400 feet down the beach, and I just want to send him baits a little bit faster than normal. How big of a drone would I need for that? Like maybe he's on the sandbar, and I just want to take him some fresh baits. We got a drone. And it came with the caveat that I do break things, Nick. I say that about everything. You guys don't even know. You've seen it on my videos where we crash cameras and stuff. You have no idea how many of these gimbals and things that we've broken over the. I think he broke the first. I gave him 2 gimbals, 2 tripods. He broke both of them on the first shot.
Yeah.
That's why I got this thing right here.
When I bought one, I broke it right off the bat.
Speaking of which, I got you a new one.
Thanks, I'll break it right off the bat.
I break things, so I totally understand. That's why we have to keep things cheap. That's why I'm not doing the GoPro thing. We don't edit this with the computer. If you guys didn't know that, this entire channel is run off of my single cell phone. And the reason for that is because we got to replace a lot of stuff. It gets broke. Sorry, had to text while pressure washing the old paint off the house. No, I get that, Nick. You painting your house? What you doing, man? Well, guys, I have to take off. Have to go with the wife, but I will try and get back. Have a good one, everyone. Have a good one. Man, Yank or Crank, very much appreciate having you here for any amount of time, man. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your time with your wife, man. That is the most important thing, by far. So, what are our fishing plans? We finally made it to the bottom of the chat here. Now, before everybody just totally smokes us again. Oh, hold on one second. I think Mike said something that I missed. Stanley being offensive, that's hilarious in and of itself. I've hidden it well on this channel because we're doing the family fishing thing and I'm trying to keep it family fishing, family outdoors, family friendly. But yeah, I've had a tendency of being offensive in the past. I'm not going to lie about that. We use Yi light cameras, super cheap and can record up to 4K. Just got to use a weatherproof case. Yeah. Now, I don't know when we do get to the point where we're using GoPros and stuff like that. I've researched the Yi cameras. I don't know what direction we're going to go. I know that they're cheaper. I love, if and when we decide we're going to upgrade and stuff like that, we're going 4K. Period, bar none. We're going to do it. I have some, I just don't know what direction. I'm familiar with Yi, and because we break things, we might go that direction just because they are cheaper. So I don't know. But I'm thinking out loud with that whole thing. Slick Rick, hey guys, thanks Stanley for the info on the review items. Hey, not a problem, man. Happy to help. Slick Rick actually got the same deal with those lights that I reviewed poorly. He got the same deal on that. And I apologize if I'm selling you out on that, man. I was going to ask you your thoughts on that, if you were going to do it or not. I'm sorry if I'm like fringing on things I'm not supposed to be talking about, letting the cat out of the bag. I apologize. I got a little excited. I wanted to hear if you were going to do it because I'm kind of curious about the video that you're going to put out on them. If I screwed that up, I apologize to you. Publicly prostrate myself here. Prostrate. And I will offer you a more personal apology. I never know. Yeah, I never know. You see now why I try to shut myself up so all the time. I have a tendency of screwing things up.
You're not even drinking.
I'm not even drinking. I stopped. We are not drinking at the moment.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. Maybe I should be drinking. That'd be a little bit better. Slick Rick, sorry, man. So, do you mind if I ask you about that? Do you mind if I inquire what your opinion on that whole thing? I'd have to go. Have a great night. Miss Shannon Naylor, it is an absolute pleasure, ma'am. I thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you in the next one, ma'am. Thank you. So, while we're getting to that, Slick Rick will be waiting for if you're curious, I'm just curious your thoughts on that, if you're going to do it, if you're going to take it up or not, or if you decided against it being a bad idea. While we're waiting on that, what's the plans for fishing this year?
Well, March is a tough time because it's a windy month, so it's rough offshore almost the entire month.
Surf has been really good this month. It's been record setting for about 6 weeks.
Yep. The wahoo are hitting offshore from what I'm hearing up City Services, where you caught that 500-pound sand tiger.
It was way bigger. You know how that goes.
Big enough. But there's a lot of wahoo hitting out there right now, and I had to pass on a trip tomorrow to go out there and fish it because I volunteered to help out at work a little bit, and so.
Why on earth did you do that?
I did that before I knew there was going to be a fishing trip. So.
Weather windows, you got to plan around them. It's super finicky.
Well, this particular weather window came up at the last second. We didn't really know we were going to have a weather window tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we might have another one next week, at which point I may try to make a quick snapper run and get some snapper for the freezer.
Is that going to be like, you're going to stay on those inshore rigs?
I'm going to go to our spot.
Okay.
That,
Got to be careful. Can't give away spots on the show. We'll talk about broad generalities, but we're not giving out spots on this.
Yeah, because we got a spot that we go to that's in state waters. There's structure on the bottom, and we get 10 to 25 pound snapper, an easy limit of 10 to 25 pound snapper at that spot. So
yeah, bag out pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quick. So we don't talk about it too much. And after that, I don't know. We have to wait till the next weather window. I don't really anticipate us getting another weather window until sometime in April after this.
Yeah, for those of you guys, if you're planning on making any trips down here to do some fishing, I highly suggest April, May are good months to do it. The best months are late August, September, October, stretches into November some years. Mm-hmm. So those are the times. Right now, really rough time of year. We have great weather. It's nice and warm. You guys have heard me bragging about how we never got below 50 degrees this winter. It's been warm and wonderful. Today, I'm sweating, man. What did we hit today? It's
80s.
Yeah, it was 80-something degrees today. Beautiful, beautiful weather. Surf is too big to go do anything. Can't get offshore with it, and the water's not very clear. So, but that's what you have to deal with down here. Got to go. Thanks for the stream, brother. Mr. Island Life Fishing, man. We appreciate having you here, sir. Thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure, man. Offshore is rough. Inshore is usually always accessible. Yeah, you're right about that. We don't do too much inshore fishing.
No, April will be good for Laguna Madre.
Yeah.
Running down to Gladys Hole, places like that, down in the land cut. April was real good.
And I would like to do, I would like to do more inshore fishing trips if we had more opportunities to do more fishing trips. Mm-hmm. I don't want to lose an offshore trip so that we can come and do inshore. I love doing inshore, but that's more like, we get offshore, and if we're able to get offshore 6-8 times a year or something, just throwing out a number like that, then we were able to add a couple more trips to that. I'd be like, well, let's go do some inshore. We did that last year. We went and did our offshore thing, and then we were like, hey, the next weekend, I think it was, we're like, hey, let's go fishing again. Mm-hmm. Weather wasn't great, so we ended up going down
go down Laguna Madre.
We went down there. We didn't go all the way to the land cut, but did we? No, we didn't, because that was the trip where we went and got all those menhaden over at the causeway.
Okay, I don't remember. I remember the trip. I don't remember how far down we went.
I don't think we went all the way to the... How long is that? What's that, 50 miles?
To Gladys Hole.
Gladys Hole's 50 miles?
Yeah.
So it's a long trip when you make a run like that out of here.
You go all the way through the land cut, all the way come out into the lower Laguna Madre.
Yeah.
On that run. Which
is a good portion of the ways down to Mexico. Let's see, Skinny Water Reds on light tackle is always fun. I agree with you on that. I'm not big on reds, and it's because I'm spoiled. I like snapper, and I like spearfishing. I like a full ice chest, and man, if we have a fishing trip where we don't fill an ice chest, I feel a little not disappointed, but I feel like I failed.
Yeah, we didn't do our job.
Yeah, you feel like it was not a cost-effective deal. Mm-hmm. Part of that too, me personally, with inshore stuff, I'm not as up to speed with it.
I'm not either. I'm not nearly as good inshore as I am offshore.
Yeah.
Of course, offshore, plan A is rod and reel, plan B spear gun, so you always get something.
Yeah, you're gonna make your money's worth one way or another.
Plan A, you just go to plan B.
Yes, you should drink some Mauer worms. Stanley drink worms. # Nick Troll. I like my Nick Troll. Nick says, snapper run, I'm down. I will donate my haul. You don't got to donate your haul, Nick, but the haul is the easy part.
Rum.
You got to bring rum.
So
you're going to work.
Be prepared to do all the work, actually, you and Paul, because I'm going to drive the boat and kick back and relax and drink rum.
And be prepared to paddle out some baits. And even though we don't do that offshore, we're gonna. Yeah. Get your surfboard, buddy.
The sharks out there are really big.
Yeah. We're gonna make you paddle. Oh, if we do an offshore thing, we're gonna have to get some footage jumping off oil rigs and stuff.
Yeah.
So it might be nice to have somebody who's willing to take the high dive off the top of the rig.
Yeah. If there's somebody brave enough to do that, that's a pretty good jump.
Yeah. It's all for the cause, Nick. All for the cause. You got to jump them rigs. Make fishing great again. What's up, Populist Revolt? Good to see you, sir. Hey, appreciate having you here, man. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is your first time here. If it is, thank you very much for joining us, man. And if it is not your first time here, I apologize for not having remembered you in the past. But thank you for joining us. Mr. Holland Ash, sir, absolute pleasure having you here, man. How are you doing, dude? This guy, Holland Ash, is out of the New York area. He does a lot of freshwater, but he's also been hauling in a lot of stuff off a lot of the saltwater areas that he's got up there. And he catches some cool stuff. I see this guy. What did you get recently? You got a couple of kings. I see you getting into tuna? I want to get into tuna.
We need to go to Venice.
We were talking about that a minute ago before the stream started.
Need to do it. It's a lot of fun.
It's on my list. We've been to Florida now, and I have not fished Florida either.
I fished Florida.
I have not fished Cozumel. All the times we've been there, I've never fished there. And
I've not fished Cozumel, but I've done a lot of snorkeling there.
I had a lot of snorkeling, and I surfed it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I hadn't done any fishing there.
But Venice is a lot of fun to fish. Florida's a lot of fun to fish.
Yeah. Those are things that we're gonna start doing. Actually, Rachel is excited about it. When I go to Cozumel, when we go to Cozumel, first off, I like surfing. I want to go surfing when we're down there. I want to snorkeling, period, bar none. You guys have seen that. I can't go there without snorkeling like 5 days. But Rachel is dead set on it. She wants to get out there. She wants to do some fishing. She wants to get into stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to fish around those reef for things. Down here we've put a bait on the bottom. Mm-hmm. We do some jigs off the bottom and stuff like that, but I'm snorkeling down there. I haven't seen anything that's going to take a bait or a jig. So I would have to learn. I know you can get into mahi and mackerel and some of the things we fish for here.
You probably just need to get out there and work lures and stuff.
Get around some structure, get around some seaweed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot
of barracudas.
Just need to do it.
There's nothing else. You got barracudas.
I don't have much desire to do barracuda. I would imagine. What is that called when you eat barracuda?
Ciguatera.
Ciguatera. I have a hardest time remembering that. So it's not toxic, but it's the barracuda, for the record, they eat reef fish. They eat stuff around barnacles. high concentration of Ciguatera, which is a bacteria.
It's a toxin.
It's a toxin, okay. So high level of Ciguatera, and I'm not pronouncing that right.
It bioaccumulates. They get it from the coral reef, the grazing fish on the corals, and then the barracudas can only eat the grazing fish, and it bioaccumulates. So the bigger and older the barracuda, the more he's going to have in him, if he's on a reef. So Cozumel, obviously, you've got a lot of reefs.
It would be, and that's kind of my point on it. It would be worse than what we've experienced down here, eating them off of
There's the occasional case down here. But
well, I ate some that time. That's why I don't like barracuda. I ate some that time, and it stings your mouth, and it'll cause you to swell up. And
yeah, you guys all had a slight reaction to it, so I never took one after that.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
That's been 30 years ago, and I haven't taken one since.
Yeah, well, I was about 10 years old when that happened.
Just release them.
So, yeah, we don't target barracuda, and that's why Ciguatera. I'm having to say that into the camera so that if I ever have any questions about it, now I can look back on this and remember. Nick says, I will donate the snaps I eat all the other things. He doesn't even want the snapper. He wants the bait.
You want the bait?
He'll eat anything. Did you see what he did? When we caught that snapper last time we took him out, he took all of the carcasses after we were done filleting them with like a toothbrush and took all the meat in between the bones off of every one of those carcasses. And he took all the throats.
Well, the throats are good.
He's hardcore, man.
Those throats are good.
He was sitting there taking the bones and gnawing on them.
Okay, well, each to his own. Yeah. But hey, if we go out fishing, you need to take snapper home.
Yeah, you don't appreciate that, man. But yeah, it's a split haul on that.
You need to take your fair share home, especially since you're going to be swimming baits out.
Yeah, you're going to be working hard, dude. You can take your snappers. Offshore, always exciting. Went out of South Padre Island last year, did great. Snapper, king, and mahi. And as I recall, you're out of Houston area, if I'm not mistaken on that. It's been a while since I talked to you about where you're at. But yeah, South Padre for one. I do want to spend some more time fishing down there. And anytime you can get yourself into some mahi, dorado, kingfish, always fun, of course. Heck of a run on that. Holland Ash is out of Michigan. Sorry, man, I apologize. I got that wrong. For some reason, I got it stuck in my head that you're in New York, and I think I've said that before. I've made that same mistake. First trip to the Princess Mayan rigs. I jumped a sail, was pretty much the breaking point of B2B versus inshore. Interesting. Princess Mayan rigs. You know where those are at?
No.
I think I've heard that before, but I'm not sure.
The Princess Mayan, wasn't that gambling ship that used to be here?
Was it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm a little... I'm questioning myself.
The S is and where the Liberty ships are, but I'm not sure where that one is.
I wonder if that's not maybe the same thing. Is that the Liberty ships? Kingfish, rudderfish, Adrian Pompano and sharks. Is that African Pompano and sharks? That's right. Yes, that's the picture I was thinking of. That's what he was getting up. He's out of Michigan. He was fishing Atlantic, and that's what he was hauling in. Rudderfish.
Rudderfish, yeah.
I want a rudderfish. I'm totally going to butcher this name. My apologies in advance. Guillemito, whatever it is, Mr. Guillemito got himself a large marlin. Awesome for starters. What kind of marlin? I'm kind of curious on that. And second off, thank you and welcome to the channel, man. Appreciate you having you here, man. African Pompano. I remember when you said that, I remember that picture. You love African Pompano. Those things are awesome. Mr. Buddha's Place, sir. Absolute pleasure having you here, man. I want you to know that, man. It makes my day every time I see you. A lot of times I'm a little bit busy. I think you're aware of that. I'm not able to kind of sit back and chat the way I would like to. My apologies on that, but I want you to know it makes my day every time I get to hang out with you, man. You are an awesome individual, sir, and I love what you do. Kayakers trying to get a group to hit the rigs in Corpus Bob Hall Pier, I believe. I was just thinking about that. I was thinking we probably need to, or I need to do a fishing video from Bob Hall Pier just to do it. We do real well in search on YouTube for areas like the jetty and the beaches and things. I probably need to go ahead and have a Bob Hall video. I don't like fishing on the piers. However, that having been said, you take a kayak out there and kind of get away from the guys who are fishing off the pier, you probably do yourself pretty good. Bob Hall's a good one too. The farther south you go, of course, the better you can get. The better it gets. And yeah, Slick Rick, so hit it up with Triple Tail TV. This dude is a kayaker out of the Corpus Christi area, And he knows his stuff, man. He knows what he's doing. He'll be the guy to get in touch with on that. And obviously, he's working hard on his YouTube channel right now. Is that Cove Snipes? Cove Snipes. Absolute pleasure having you here, man. Thank you for joining us. Great stream. I have a fishing channel. I just got into fishing, but love your channel. Hey, really appreciate that. I tell you what, leave me, not in this live chat thing, but leave me a comment so that I can find your channel, man. I'll hit you up, dude. Check your stuff out. And if you ever have any questions or anything, I mean, I'm new at this, but I'm happy to give any kind of help that I can. We got a really good community here. Check out these guys in the chat because they're awesome. I'm a fan of every one of these channels that's hanging out here. These guys know their stuff. When will the ice melt on the lake so I can fish? I don't know. Ice. We don't have ice. We don't do ice here. But we call that rain. We call it water. It doesn't freeze down here. It's been like 40 out, so it'll melt soon. Minnesota. Out of Minnesota. Man, so what kind of fishing you doing up in Minnesota? What are you catching? Obviously, you're doing a lot of ice fishing, so I assume you're getting yourself into some yellow perch. You had any luck with muskies or any of that stuff you get up there? We have open water on Lake Erie and Saginaw Bay. You know what one I want to do is Seattle. I want to go get some salmon.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd like to do that.
That's on my bucket list.
Halibut. I'd like to catch halibut.
Halibut sounds, well, on the same note, like going and getting some crabs up there. Mm-hmm. Dungeness is awesome. I love Dungeness. And I like crabs, period, just crab.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to go up there and go on a cruise.
We do blue crabs down here. The cruise isn't bad. I'm game. I'm not going to say, I don't like cruises too much. I like to wander around, but I'm not going to sit here and turn my nose up at a family excursion.
Yeah, but a cruise up to Alaska would be a lot of fun.
I would love to do Alaska.
Spend a lot of time up there after you get there.
Yeah, I would dearly love to do that. That is high up on my list of things to do. Alaska, strangely, Alaska and Africa. Polar opposites, but both places I want to go. Africa because of endless summer.
Yeah, I'm not interested in going to Africa. But I'd go to Alaska.
I know they got good surf over there. They got to have some fish. I would do Alaska.
But they have those great whites. They're just everywhere over there, too.
Yeah, they that the ones that jump out of the water. I want to see that. Mm-hmm. It's like
they
Free
jump
Willy.
out of the water and come down on top of you when you're surfing.
Yeah, that might. Got to get yourself a Nick.
You need Nick.
Nick, you take this wave. I'm going on the one right behind you.
You don't have to worry about outrunning the shark. You just have to
outrun Nick.
Sorry, Nick. We're beating up on you.
I love you, Nick. Went with my dad ice fishing a little while ago and caught some crappie. That's another one. The more I see these guys, like a lot of these guys in here from up north, a lot of them are catching a lot of crappie.
I caught one last week.
Yeah, that's right. My dad was up in Louisiana last week, so he was doing a bunch of fishing. Actually, tell us about that. He got himself your first bowfin. It was a bowfin?
About a 4-pound bowfin.
First one.
Up in Louisiana.
We don't do a lot of freshwater fishing, so this is a big deal.
Well, it was a pretty cool fish.
Neat looking, with the green pectoral fins.
Yeah, brilliant emerald green fins. A really pretty fish.
That's one of the things that I plan on at least trying, at least attempting. Rachel knows freshwater fishing. I don't know that much about it. So that's one of the things is I want to try to get into some crappie. I want to try to get into maybe some freshwater catfish, something like that. I'm going to spend a little bit of time getting a little bit better at freshwater.
Well, you can't go wrong with that catfish. That's great.
Oh, yeah. And crappie
are excellent.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they're really good.
I love crappie. I've just never caught one.
I caught one last week. I chopped him up for catfish bait, though.
You do that too.
One. But I caught that bowfin on him.
Oh, so you caught that on crappie?
Yeah. Caught a lot of bass.
You did?
Yeah. Caught a lot of bass.
I didn't know you were catching all that fish.
Oh, yeah, we had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
What were y'all doing? Was it just you and Mom?
No. It was, Mom and I went up there with Nancy and Wes and Angel and Lynn and stayed.
That's right,
in Louisiana. We all stayed together and when there was this private lake, it was 18-acre lake. And so every morning, Angel and I'd get up and we'd fish for a couple hours and then we'd go off and do something for the day. And we caught quite a few fish. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. So what were you guys using for bass? Obviously, you're using crappie for the bowfin. What were you using for bass?
We used all kinds of stuff. Rapalas, spinners, He had an artificial frog. I don't know if he's watching right now, but I caught more fish than he did.
I've seen him in here before, but it's been a bit. We need to get Angel back in on this, especially if he's doing some fishing and stuff like that. He needs to be in here chatting with us so that he can brag about his fishing and defend himself against claims like that.
Yeah, because he did catch fish, but I caught more.
Slick Rick, hey, appreciate you joining us, man. It's always a pleasure, man. I'll be talking to you later on, and if you decide to do that video, I look forward to seeing it, man. I'd love to try some blue crabbing. Blue crabbing is interesting. It's kind of rough. You have to be particular about the ones that you take because you're only allowed to take males, can't take the females. It's hard to get big ones these days because so many of them, there's so much pressure on blue crabs. They use them for redfish bait, so it's hard getting the big ones these days, but they're really good eating. We like cooking them up out at the beach over a bonfire. Where were you guys at in Louisiana?
In Livingston. We chose Livingston because it was like a central point for all of us. One group came from Oklahoma, one group came from Florida, and then we came from down here by Corpus Christi. So it was kind of a central location that one of the groups picked and worked out pretty good. It's a lot of fun.
Let's see, I've been to Lake Darbon crappie fishing. How'd you do over there? Lake Darbon. I've been to Lake Charles. We didn't do any fishing there, though. I did well at the gambling tables. Blackjack is my game. I hate crabbing, but tell them about the haul we got at the jetty if you want. I do not want, because it's not one of those stories I want to be telling on YouTube. Not going to be talking about that. But what we have done before, which is a whole lot of fun. One of the things I love about Pottery Island in this area is we'll go out camping. And if you guys haven't seen the camping videos that we did from late last summer, we'll go out there and just catch fish, catch a bunch of crabs, and we'll just cook up everything that we got out there. Man, if you bring like some butter, salt and pepper, a little bit of bread, some jalapenos and sides, and then you go out there and man, you can just make a meal out of it. I'm talking, you can eat good. A lot of crab. They're not going to be huge, but you can get yourself a lot of crabs at the right time of year. You can, and the fish that you can catch in the surf, you get a lot of good ones. Not always the stuff that I would specifically like to target. Like you're not going to get ling off of the beach. You'd be lucky you might get a jackfish, you might get a drum. Jackfish are not good eating, drum are not.
Usually a lot of trout in the surf.
A lot of trout, possibly a red. But there's other good ones that you can get out there too. Pompano. Getting into pompano.
Of the year, you'll get some big pompano. You get those in the summertime, but at night. And
really? Now that's not something I've done.
we'll get them with cast net.
Oh, well, I've got them in a cast net, yeah. I've never fished for them at night.
No, I don't fish for them at night, but we use a cast net to catch them.
Pompano are really good eating, and they're fun.
And we sight cast to them at night with a lantern.
Yeah. And I lost my cast net a couple weeks ago. Finally ate it in the rocks. Okay. I was being impatient. So I bought a new one.
Okay.
I upgraded to the next size, because I've been using one of them little kitty bags.
Yep.
And I went to the next size.
What size?
I did not, I want to say it was a 6 or 8.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll be good.
Okay. I was thinking 10, and then I thought I just lost the cast net.
7, I think, is the biggest you can legally have here. 7-foot radius.
Really?
Yeah, they have a size limit on them.
I did not know that. I did not know. I thought that we know people who own like the really big ones. I'm not going to say names.
No. Well, they may, but I mean, 7 foot's the biggest you can legally use.
Was not aware of that. So. Okay. Well, then, yeah, I got a pretty good one then.
Yeah.
I upgraded, I don't remember, it was a 5 or a 6, something like that. And I was able to cast it. I had concerns that I wasn't going to be able to cast it very well, but I did just fine. You know what sold me on it? Was last summer we were having fun, we were fishing off of the beach, and we kept running in, we were getting just pounded by cow-nose rays, swimming all over the place. And I wanted to get one to show Savannah. Rachel was watching them, and she was just like, it was like watching Kayla, chase around the cow-nose rays. She was all about it. And I could not get them with that little 3-4 foot net. They're just scoot out from underneath it every time I'd go to get one.
If you're going to do pompano, you don't want bigger than maybe a 5-foot net. 5-foot net or 4 or 5 foot net, because you need to have something you can throw really fast.
Yeah.
And get wide open, because they're zipping past you so quick.
Yeah.
You have to hit them quick. You have to be really fast. So you don't want a really huge net when you're doing that.
That's interesting. I will not be terribly fast. Well, I'll be all right with it. But I caught them with the little net last year, but I didn't get eating size. They were bait size.
No, the ones you get at night in the summer are 2 to 4 pounds.
Good eating size.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about, man. Camping out at the beach and you get yourself into like some pompano, some blue crabs. I'm gonna have fun with it this year. Next time we do it, and I'm gonna cook up some sea urchins.
Do you cook those?
Yeah.
Or you just eat them raw?
Oh, I thought you cook them.
Yeah, I'd check into it. You may.
We're gonna have to find out.
I think most people eat them raw.
Maybe we'll just have to do them raw then. What do you think, Nick? Nick and I have had sea urchin before, but we had it at a restaurant.
Yeah, let Nick do it.
Yeah,
Nick can go first.
My scapegoat. Hey, Holland Ash, man, appreciate you, sir. Thank you for coming by, man. Always a pleasure. Let's see, gotta go. I put a comment in your latest video on subscribe. Can't wait for some videos, man. Really appreciate that. I'll be hitting you up, checking out your stuff, man. Thank you for joining us, sir. Let's see, man, I have a 6-foot. Learned how to throw it finally. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna lie about that. I was historically really bad at cast nets. It just wasn't something I was doing. I think I learned about 4 or 5 years ago is when I actually learned to throw a cast net. I was doing it all wrong. I had it all bundled up in one hand, and then I used this hand and I'd wrap it, do it totally backwards. As soon as I learned to throw the bundled hand, then I was gold with it.
Oh.
I throw the bundled hand.
You have to show me what you do.
Yeah, like if I have, say you got the net, you're hanging it from this hand right here,
Right.
and then you grab this side and spread it out over here.
Okay.
I'm throwing this side.
From the ring?
Not from the ring. I'm just trying to make it not confusing. But I'll grab the rim of the net with this hand, and then bundle the whole thing up. You know, the rest of the net on this hand, and I'm throwing that hand that's got the bundle of everything. That whole net is going. I'm holding this hand just to kind of hold it back and spread that net.
Well, the bundle's got to be hanging down all the way down.
Well, yeah, but obviously,
Okay.
I'm not throwing rocks here, but.
All right. Well,
You know what I mean? You've got one hand that's just got one, you know, you're holding on to that, and the other hand's got everything else in it. I throw the everything else hand.
you'll have 1 or 2 bites on the right hand and everything else on the left.
Yeah, exactly. And I throw the big bundled hand of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not bundled, but the hand that's got everything.
That's how I do it. So.
No, but yeah, and I just, actually that net that I just lost was I think it was like my first cast net. That at the very least, the first one that I ever actually like threw, the one that I learned how to throw.
So where'd you lose it?
I lost it in the rocks at Packery. I was doing good. I was catching bait. It was freezing out, and we were out fishing one morning. Needed bait. It's spring. It's February, so nobody's got any bait for sale. So it was all just crap bait. You know, the frozen mullet and squid you get at Stripes. So I went out there with a cast net off the rocks. I was being real careful. I was throwing it off the rocks and then catching it before it was hitting the bottom and pulling it up. And I got us some mullet, and we needed some more mullet. And I was noticing that I was getting them a little deeper down, so I let it go down.
Yeah.
And that was it, game over. Old net, just
That's
ripped.
where all the fish are, is right down there by the rocks.
Yeah.
But then you take the chance of hanging it in the rocks.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna, that's terribly terrible on the environment, but we're gonna do a beach cleanup. We're gonna actually do a video where we go out, hit one of the jetties. I'm gonna spend an entire day snorkeling and just pulling stuff off of the bottom. If you guys are familiar with Dolly Mead, is a really big YouTube channel. He does scuba diving, and he goes and finds drones and iPhones and GoPros and guns and stuff on the bottom while he's scuba diving. I'm gonna smoke that guy. That's my goal. I'm gonna beat him at his own game. Pulling weights and leaders and chairs off of the bottom of the Port Aransas jetty.
There's a ton of that stuff out there.
You know what I've seen a huge increase in over the years? Chairs. There is an ungodly amount of chairs in the water at Port Aransas jetty. All over the place. I would bet you $100 right now this minute that I could go out there and pull 20 chairs out of the water.
Really?
Guarantee it.
I've never pulled a chair out.
Yeah, you know what's happening is now they're making all these cheaper $5 chairs and selling them at Walmart. Kind of exploded over the last decade.
Yeah.
You know, they've been doing that. What's happening is people are sitting on that jetty and they're fishing into the channel. They get up to go get their beer. That southeast wind blows it right off into the jetty.
Water. Yeah.
And they're all just littered. And you know, I'll pull up 20 of them. I guarantee I can get 20 of them. I also guarantee that about 5 of those are in totally perfect brand new condition, like usable.
We've got some nice rods and reels out there doing that.
I last time I was out there, I got that reel that we gave away a couple months ago. There was a disclaimer in advance.
Didn't do a good rod and reel. You had to get one of those you stamped off the rocks. Huh?
You know, I'd like to do that too, though. With when we do the jetty cleanup down there, go and I'm going to cut. You know how it is. There's going to be a ton of spoons. There's going to be a ton of lures and leaders and weights and hooks.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we do a giveaway with all of that? You guys want to fill your tackle box? That's how I filled my tackle box for about 15 years. I never bought a single weight, a single leader, hook, lures. Didn't buy any of it. I just got it all one day a year. I would go spear fishing out at the Port Aransas jetty, and I'd fill my tackle box. I don't need that nowadays.
Then I'd come along behind and say, get rid of this crap. Here, get the new stuff.
Yeah, that's how it had to be. I did a lot of fish. I've still got a bunch of that old crap in my tackle box. Still use it. Weights.
Yeah, well, the weights are okay. They don't go bad, but the hooks get rusty.
The hooks get rusty. You can't use them. The leaders kind of rust, and those swivels and stuff rust.
Mm-hmm.
We find some interesting stuff down there. I found knives.
Yeah, you find good stuff down there.
Found lots of cast nets, a lot of cast nets, and a lot of crab traps. Find those down there.
Wow, that's interesting. You find a lot more stuff than I've ever found before.
Oh,
Of course, it's been a long time since I've really done any of that.
There's more of it now. I think there's more of it now.
Right. Probably so.
And the cool thing is you just go right off the beach. You don't have to walk down the jetty. You don't have to go anywhere. You just pull right up to the thing, and that's where you want to go. Because the laziest of people, that's where they're at. The people who are going to lose a chair are the people who are just parked right there by the channel. That you're going to find more there. Of course, the fish are going to be, up a ways. Let's see, I lost my 4-foot packery too. I've pulled so many cast nets off of those rocks, man. Hey, today's edition, how are you doing, man? We're chilling out, just having a good time. I'm here with my dad. We're talking a little bit of fishing. Good to see you, sir. How is the new job going, man? Have you started yet? And I am really excited to see what you are going to be doing in the very near future here, man. I want to see you've got everything set up exactly right, man. I want you to know that your lighting and studio setup, for one, looks the most professional out of all of us, period, bar none. Second off, you landed a channel name like Today's Edition. You got all of the pieces in play to really sell that channel, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're gonna be putting out. And then I'm gonna take advantage of your friendship when you get big and famous. All we use are rusty hooks, Paul Sr. And then he says, hashtag Stanley gives hashtag Stanley gives tetanus.
Was that Nick?
That's Nick. You've gone with me down there and done that, right, Nick? Peeled all that stuff off of the jetty before. I know we've been down there spearfishing, but have we ever been down there actually collecting tackle? For like a decade, I did that once a year, and that was my tackle box. And even though those hooks are rusty, and I like circle hooks, which you can't really pick and choose your hooks down there. So I'm particular for circle hooks nowadays. I'll spend money on that, but I'll still get leaders and stuff and use them.
Yeah.
You get the real thick monos. The spoons and stuff, the lures you can get down there, they're fine. Maybe a paint job or something. Put some new hooks on them, they're good.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is good. You just put new hooks on them, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But the hooks and the fishing rigs, chunk those.
Unreal amount of, we always find popping corks.
Popping cork.
I don't know how you lose a popping cork on the bottom. They'll put like an 8-foot leader on that thing, and they'll lose it. You'll find them down there.
Well, those are good to salvage.
Yeah, they are, but you don't need 20 of them, You don't need 36 popping corks.
I've kind of settled in on those Outcast popping corks. I really like those the best.
Is that the ones that kind of slide up and down the leader?
No. It's the one that has the weight permanently attached to the bottom of the float. Mm-hmm. And you tie your main line to the top of the float and your leader to the top of the float. And then you have a 2-foot, 3-foot leader, whatever you're using, and your hook on the end of that. But they both get tied, your main line and your leader both get tied to the top of the float.
Okay.
And so when you cast it, the float goes like a bullet through the air. and the bait trails behind it, and it doesn't do this going through the air, and you can cast it so much further.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what I use now.
Ah, it makes sense. I got you.
You can cast them a country mile.
I don't use popping corks too much. I probably should do it more. Sheep's head and stuff like that at the jetties. I just don't. I'm always on the bottom.
Well, you don't need to cast for that, but I mean, if you're casting for trout and reds and stuff,
Yeah.
you want to, covering acreage is the name of the game. The more acres you cover, the better your chances, and that's where having a popping cork that you can cast a long ways is really handy.
Yeah, we don't do a whole lot of that. I enjoy it though.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned that trick from a friend of mine who's a professional tournament fisherman. He told me about that a couple years ago, and I've been using it. It works really well.
Cool.
Try it.
I will. Yeah, I'll take a shot at that.
Outcast.
Yep. Remember that one, guys. Man, I wish I had an affiliate link, and I don't. I'm failing. I have, but not specifically for that. Last time someone stole the 3 cast nets I found and put them on the, yeah, well, I mean, you stole them from someone else, right? Triple Tail TV, I hate popping corks. Yeah, not a big fan. They have the use, when we're trout fishing. I've had great success with those little rattling kind of deals or whatever we use. Those worked for us. I like keeping them on the surface for that. Outside of that, and I want to say that it's probably a good thing to use for sheep's head every now and then out at the jetty, but again, I fish off the bottom. Fishing for sheep's head is not efficient. I don't like doing that, period. It's a lot faster and easier to take them with a spear gun. And it's expensive. If you're fishing for sheep's head, you probably need to use live shrimp.
Hermit crabs, fiddler crabs.
Yeah, crabs. See, I don't use crabs enough for bait. I should. Everybody keeps telling me to use blue crabs for reds, and I just feel that is an inferior bait to live shrimp.
Yeah, any of it's going to get picked to death by the trash fish. So you got to be live shrimp.
Is that's the value in a blue crab? Is it's going to sit out there longer and not get picked apart as much?
They're going to pick it apart. A whole blue crab, a small one, yeah, that'll probably stay on your hook a long time.
Yeah.
But if you use like a half a crab or something, yeah, it's going to get picked clean pretty fast.
I just, in my head, I see if a redfish comes by, and I'll probably put way too much thought into this, but if a redfish comes by and he sees a shrimp in the water, he's going to eat that shrimp.
Yeah,
they're not going to turn their nose up. And so is anything else, but a redfish will not turn his nose. I just see in my head that if a grumpy redfish comes by and sees a crab, he's just going to be like, I don't feel it. Like, there's more of a chance of him turning down a crab than a shrimp.
It may be.
And I don't know that they turn anything down, so I don't know if that's a thing. But
the crab may work and the shrimp won't. And
yeah.
Other days, it might be the other way around.
That's true. If they're just eating blue crabs all day long, he sees a crab, then he's already got it. And I don't know. But my thought on it is just live shrimp is the way to go.
I've had days out there where it's the piggy perch were about the only thing they would touch.
Piggy perch.
But they would hit that as soon as you put it in the water. So I just got to find what they like.
And I've seen them be picky about stuff. I just seem to have, I have a lot of luck with live shrimp. So because of the luck I've had with it, that's my go-to.
Live shrimp's the best bait to use for that kind of stuff, but then again, it's not very selective. Everything's going to hit it. Perch, small, whiting.
I take
trout,
everything.
red.
I'll take whiting all day long.
You have to go through a lot of shrimp.
Yeah, you do.
Targets.
That's the key to live shrimp is that if you're using live shrimp, expect to use a lot of them because you're gonna be catching everything. Very cool. Yeah, I've been enjoying your talk with your dad. Start April 1st. Congratulations on that, man. Kudos. I know that you're excited about that. Thanks for the compliment, Stanley. Means a lot. I'm impressed with your channel. Enjoy your vids and lives. Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate that, and I'm dead serious about everything I was saying, man. You have some really professional things going on, man. You need to keep up doing what you're doing because you got all the right stuff. Popping corks are like these little, they're corks, and there's different shapes and sizes, but it's a cork you tie onto your line, and then you put your bait underneath that, and you can make the line underneath the cork as long as you need it to be. That keeps your bait floating on the surface so that it's not, it doesn't float down or sink down to the bottom. It keeps it in a different area of the water column if you're fishing for something that wants to stay in that, that hunts in that particular portion of the water column. So it keeps your baits closer to the surface. Biggest red I caught was on cracked blue crab. And that's not the first time that I've heard something like that. I don't like using blue crab, but I understand. I get it. If people catch fish on them, I know that redfish eat them. I mean, their mouth is built to eat blue crabs. I'm just personally biased based on what I've caught. I have the most luck with live shrimp. I don't know what to say. Is it because of that? You know, I don't use blue crab too much. I probably should take a crack at it, but again, I do well with the live shrimp, so I just kind of stick with what I know. Miss C. Dub's Journey. Ma'am, it is an absolute pleasure. It has been a very long time since I've seen you, ma'am. We missed you. How are you doing? I understand that there's been some, you know, your friend has, I'm not saying names and stuff like that. I understand that your friend had some personal issues. I don't recall, I believe I sent her a message, sent her my condolences and stuff like that. So I know that she's been going through that. I'm not sure how close, if you have been kind of staying away as a result of that or anything. I totally understand, and I again want to extend my condolences to you as well in that regard, because I know you guys are close on that. And if I'm treading in the wrong direction, I apologize, or you know, whatever. I'm trying to be sincere and poor at that. I haven't been drinking, so I'm just being poor in general. Long story short, ma'am, it is an absolute pleasure having you here. We'll just, you know, can we cut the other, you know, looking stupid stuff out, just keep it at that. We're talking fishing here. For those of you guys just popping in, things like that, this is my dad. We're hanging out, just kind of talking about fishing. We're going to, we're gearing up and getting ready for a couple of fishing trips. We're starting to make the plans. April's when it starts to kind of get like, we might get some weather windows, April and May. So we're sitting here, and I got, you can't see it on the camera right here, but I've got all the fishing rod and tackle and stuff. It's strewn about the table.
You seriously need a drink.
I need a drink, man. I'm drying out over here. But I've been fixing reels and getting setups and everything all taken care of for the past 2 weeks. So we're getting ready for it. It's going to be about that time. Thank you very much, Stanley. I love it. Everything is really cool. I'm trying to get back. A lot of my things are still not with me, but I have made the big move. I'm in Indiana. Hey, cool. So do you get to see Charlene? How is she doing? If you do, please tell her I said hi. I didn't want to infringe on anything like that. If not, you know, cool, but congratulations on your move to Indiana. I hope that's going well for you. I hope you're enjoying it. And you're getting there just about the right time, because I imagine it's pretty cold right now, but it's going to be warming up pretty quick. Need a drink. Man, you are not kidding. Failing at this. Hashtag rough night. I'm also shaking off the rust a little bit. In case you guys didn't notice, we didn't do a live stream last week. It was spring break. Rachel and Savannah had the week off, just couldn't put it together. We were having a good time, enjoying, you know, having a little bit of family time. Not going to lie about it. I've had a lot of meetings and stuff at work lately too. And the combination of having Rachel and Savannah at home, also Rachel wasn't feeling good. She was a little bit sick. But the combination of having them at home, it kind of allowed me to spend a little bit more time at work than I normally do. Plus meetings, plus blah, blah, blah. Didn't stream last week, so I'm shaking off the rust. I'm very long-winded. I talk a lot. Speaking of which, I'm kind of wondering now, it is after 8 o'clock and my wife is not home yet. Actually, that is kind of late for her. I tell you what, guys, we're going to go for 5 more minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. It has been over an hour. I do need to check on my wife and see where she is at. I want to make sure she's okay. Got me a little bit worried about that now. C-Dub, very glad to hear that, ma'am. I look forward to seeing some fishing videos, and I hope to see you catch some nice bass in Indiana. There's some good ones up there. I know there are. I've seen what Charlene does.
Yep.
So, I can't, you know, it has been a long time since I've caught a bass.
Well,
high school, I think.
You know, Kayla and Troy live in Indiana.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, and they're coming down here this weekend to go fishing.
Who does?
But they're coming here to go fishing.
Troy and
Kayla.
And Kayla. No, Kayla's the dog. Kyla.
Kyla's not watching this right now, right?
No, she's not. I hope she's
Kayla,
not.
you're the dog.
Kayla heard her name. So my cousin's name is Kyla, not Kayla.
Kayla. See, that's another reason.
My dog's name is Kayla.
For not cutting out the alcohol.
Yeah, see, man, if we'd have had a drink, then at least we would have an excuse on that one.
I know.
All excuses right out the window.
All sounds the same.
Yeah. So do they do any fishing up there?
He likes to hunt.
Okay.
I don't know about. He likes to fish too. He loves to fish, but I don't know how much he does.
And speaking of hunting, we're gonna have to discuss and figure out our nilgai trip. Yeah, I know. We got to do it, but it's such a rough endeavor.
We're gonna have to do that out of our boat.
Yeah.
Because Kyle is selling his boat.
I did not know that. But that might be a good
He may have
thing.
already sold it by now.
That might be a good thing. Get him in on the boat, then we have a guide, and he's, kind of trapped with us. It's good to trap your guide, keep him in-house.
Yeah, he'd be good to go down there. But you got a drone. We can fly that over the island. Who's gonna know?
Yeah, there's nobody that could know that we're doing.
Nobody's gonna be. You know what we're gonna do. You don't know when.
I've done that so many times. I've said something that's like this: the total keeping red snapper. Like, oh man, we're only a mile away from the waters where we're allowed to keep the snapper. We're not allowed to keep it here. We can just sneak it in, and then I realize I'm on camera. Oh no, we don't do that. No.
Yeah.
So
nobody does that.
Nobody does that. That's yeah.
We're actually very good about rules. We really do stick to the rules because the fines are so prohibitive. I mean, it's not worth it.
We joke about that, and we've always joked about the rules and the things that you can do, the loopholes and getting around it, stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, how many times have we even had much of an opportunity to break them that you've wanted to? You know what I mean? You get out there and you catch a little snapper.
Fish, who cares? I mean,
exactly.
We do a lot of catch and release now because we have enough fish in the freezer most of the time. So.
That's exactly right. You joke about it, but the fact of the matter, we catch fish. We're doing just fine. We don't have to break a rule just to break it.
Right.
It's the reason for it. It makes for a funny joke, and you're sitting there drinking some whiskey and thinking, what we could do. At the end of the day, we always come back with a good ice chest, or most of the time we come back with an ice chest full of stuff.
We come back with a legal catch every time too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I will admit, back in my day when I was in high school and right out of high school, then yeah,
rules were different back then too.
I would break a rule every once in a while, sure.
I would love to tell those stories because obviously I've done the same thing when I was younger, and we've joked about that on this channel before too. But I don't know. I'm not comfortable telling those stories. For a lot of reasons. For one, nobody's going to prosecute me or come down on me or anything like that. But honestly, especially now, we broke some rules because we were putting food on the table when we were younger. Mm. People break rules just to break them sometimes. And I don't agree with that. And I do agree with supporting Texas Parks and Wildlife and CCA and all those guys.
When I was a kid, I mean, it was a normal routine for us to go rabbit hunting at night, spotlight rabbits at night. Mm-hmm. We would call the game warden ahead of time and say, look, we're going to be on highway such and such spotlighting rabbits tonight. And they'd say, okay, don't worry about it. Don't shoot any deer. And we'd say, okay. And we'd go out and we'd drive down that particular highway where we told them we were going to be. Mm-hmm. And we would shoot rabbits. All the brothers did that. We did it all the time.
You would have I guess it was like four.
But that was a long time ago. That's not today. I mean,
yeah.
Today the game warden say, yeah, go do it, and he'd be out there waiting on you.
Yeah.
But back in those days, that's totally different.
You can't walk down the road and shoot with pellet guns, right? Is that the rule on that? You can use pellet guns for varmints. You can't use them for doves. And I think you can use them actually for hogs.
I don't know. Well, you can't hurt a hog with a pellet gun.
You can. Terribly difficult, but there's actually a sect of people who do that. That's their thing. It's hunting hogs with pellet guns.
That's probably illegal, I'm guessing, because you can.
I don't think it is. I think,
really?
Yeah, I think they make pellet guns specifically for that purpose.
Well, you got to be real careful where you put that pellet, because you're not going to hurt them.
Yeah. Well, nobody cares. There's no regulations on hogs hardly at all. They're just...
Yeah, but still not a thing you want to do to an animal.
Not something I would do.
No.
I'm just talking about the rules on it. I mean, if I'm hunting hogs or something, I've got a high-powered gun. I want to use my high-powered gun.
You want to knock him down.
I want to knock me down.
You want to knock him off his feet.
Yeah, that's hunting.
That's fun. When you knock one off his feet, that's fun.
Yeah.
Or you spin them into the dirt like you did that one night. You spun that thing around and made a hole in the ground. That's fun.
Yeah, you can take your pellet gun and go plink some hogs, or you can take the tank.
Pop them in the butt. I think we've done that once or twice just to piss them off.
Yeah. Get out of here. Yeah, so I've come across some recipes from some of these guys, some of these channels. I don't think we have any in the room, but we watch a lot of homesteading channels and guys who do hunting and stuff like that. And I've seen a couple of guys do recipes for squirrels. I'd like to try it on rabbit, where they turn it into a hamburger. And man, I am really intrigued at that idea, making rabbit hamburgers.
That might be good. We've never tried it.
Yeah, I'm intrigued about getting out to a Papalote and getting some rabbits.
I got a bunch of them out there.
Yeah, I'll take care of that for you.
So
I'll bring
your gun, and
I'll bring the 45-70 and
get the bottle of scotch out. 45-70, yeah, that'll kill them.
a hamburger, man.
Yeah, you wanted a hamburger. That'll make hamburgers.
There you go. It takes all the work out of it. You don't have to sit there and grind it up and do the whole thing. Let's see what we got here. There's a channel that uses a cannon to kill hogs.
Cool.
Can you imagine that? Sitting there with the torch thing and lighting the fuse.
They used to do that with ducks.
Dude, with like a shot?
Like a cannon on the bow of a boat, and they would take it out back in the 40s and 50s, I'm guessing, earlier than that even. And they would take it out and they'd ease up on a flock of ducks, and they would fire that cannon and have a bunch of shot in it and take out a whole flock.
Feed everybody all at once. Stanley, heading out to spend time with my wife. Talk to you soon. Nice to meet your dad. It was awesome listening in. Man, it is an absolute pleasure, dude. Appreciate you being here. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing the stuff that you're going to be putting out, man. I'll be hitting you up. I haven't chatted with you recently, just because it's spring break and all that stuff going on. I hadn't forgotten nothing, man. We're going to be getting some stuff together, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're doing. And congratulations on the move on your job there. Good luck starting that April 1st, man. Nice stream, even though I wasn't here long. Hi to your dad. Tight lines to you guys. Ma'am, absolute pleasure. Thank you again for stopping by. Please tell Charlene we said hi. And condolences and all that stuff. We miss her. We miss her. I hope everything is going well for her. And you too, ma'am. It's like a harpoon stuck inside a cannon. It's crazy. I'll send you. Yeah, send me the link. I want to see that. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Cannon hunting hogs. Now, that makes me kind of think that there's some fun things that we could do to hunt hogs.
We haven't done it all yet.
We have not done a cannon yet.
We have not gotten creative enough.
You want to make like a hog bomb? Like with one of them buckets with the...
Tannerite?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun. Hamburger.
Hog
burger.
Hog burger.
So, guys, on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night. We've been at it for a good amount of time here. I've been totally sober this entire time. Please commend me on that. Give us a big thumbs up for making it through the stream without screwing up too many different things and offending too many people. Being totally sober. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We really appreciate you. We're really looking forward to doing a whole lot of fishing this spring. We're gearing up and ready for it. So you guys too, please be ready for it. As you know, if this channel manages to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of next month, I am committed to eating a jellyfish, in case you did not already know that. But yeah, I know I feel the same way, but I am not looking forward to that at all.
What kind of jellyfish? Man of war?
No, not a man of war. I'm settled. I want to do a cabbage head. Rachel, who's also going to be eating a jellyfish, she wants to do moon jelly.
Yeah, you're smart.
Savvy will be eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. No, I'm not.
A peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich.
Yep, that's what we're doing. So guys, please help us out with that. Share, spread the news. Let everybody know that I'm going to be doing something totally disgusting that might hurt somebody. Definitely going to give me heartburn.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good night for you.
Yeah. If you want to see just the worst experience of my life, please let everybody know to subscribe to this channel. Make me regret a lot of decisions I've made in life. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a wonderful night and enjoy your weekend, man. Thank you, guys.